What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. Now, I've never actually been one, believe it or not, I mean, considering my attitude and how I carry myself, and if you see my audience, you would think that I'm like one of those people who go out of their way to bash Meltzer as far as how he actually does his news or his research or, you know, what he announces or what he tells people. I'm actually one of the few people who doesn't go after Dave Meltzer as a journalist, because I'm not really in that position, and I'm not the one to want to, you know, like, oh, let me condemn you on your terrible, shitty research, because I'm not really sure how he went about it. I don't know if he has sources that were wrong, you know, and it was one of those cases where I kind of felt like, and it's true, I mean, you can go look at it if you want to. I'm pretty sure Dave's record, and the same thing can be said about guys like Sean Rossap and all those other, you know, guys in the fucking wrestling, the journalists, the wrestling journalists, their batting average is pretty decent, you know, like, it's pretty rare, and we're going to get to that, it's pretty rare for Dave Meltzer to get a story wrong. He gets it wrong once in a while, but never as consistently as we've been seeing today. Now we have gotten to the point where I have to question Dave's ethics. I'm not even talking about his research skills. I'm not talking about him reporting on the news. When you get this much news wrong on a consistent basis right now, and this has been going for the past couple of months now, Dave has been wrong left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. And it does get to a point sometimes where I have to ask myself, okay, well, when you get one thing wrong, I can let that slide, especially if it happens very inconsistently, right? If you get the second thing wrong and it's happening very close to the first thing, okay, I'm looking side-eyed. The third thing wrong, okay, what the fuck is going on? The fourth thing wrong, dude. The fifth thing wrong, I'm making a video about you. I'm making a video about you because no one should be having to get their news from Dave Meltzer at this point in time if it's gonna continue to deteriorate in the manner of how it's deteriorating right now. So check it out. I got some links down in the description box below where we're gonna go over a few of the articles that Dave Meltzer has been talking about. And again, I've never went after Dave as a journalist. I've gone after Dave plenty of times in regards to how his opinion, if you will. I go after Dave as far as how he goes about trying to analyze certain things as far as wrestling is considered. I've never went after him as far as how he actually reported on the news until now. So again, these are a bunch of articles in a row, not in chronological order, but in a row that details Dave's misfortunes. And I'm going to start with the most recent one because this is the one that he actually went on Twitter to apologize for earlier. Check this out. This week's edition of Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter included a deep dive on WWE's ongoing WrestleMania 40 storyline involving The Rock. But while Meltzer's reporting focused on the nuances of the still evolving storyline and its blurring of the lines between reality and fiction, it also included a curious passage about an apparent on-screen confrontation between The Rock and Triple H. And I quote, at the Mania press conference on February 8th in Las Vegas, Levesque talked about guys going into business for themselves, with the idea Rock was going against the planned script, Meltzer wrote. Later, they filmed a segment which didn't air on television but was all over social media where Levesque and Rock went nose to nose and actually challenged each other for a match at Mania. Although it was... I know exactly what angle he's talking about, and it is not in 2024! Holy shit! Okay, wait, I'm reacting to this for the first time. Dave! How... Continuing on, I know exactly what he's talking about. Although it was... It was they would love to wrestle each other before a giant crowd at WrestleMania without the idea it was this specific one. Given Levesque's heart issues, such a match was seen to be impossible, and virtually everyone believed that to be the case. Readers were confused by the part about The Rock and Triple H challenging each other to a match at WrestleMania, as nobody has seemingly seen a clip in question. Despite Meltzer insisting it went viral, many quickly deduced that the reporter had mistakenly referred to an old backstage confrontation between the long-term rivals back in 2014. Jesus loving Christ. Okay, by Saturday afternoon, the excerpt had been deleted from this week's Observer, with Meltzer noting on social media that a correction would be published in that week's issue. And Dave Meltzer, again, you can see it in his tweet. He said, "There's already a correction written for the mistake for the next issue, and always is when there is a mistake." On Sunday's episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer addressed the issue, admitting that he had been duped by the old video. And I quote, "Somebody has sent me this clip of Dwayne and Paul Levesque face to face and this and that. It was actually an old clip," Meltzer said. "As soon as I found out, I took it out of the thing and I'm apologetic about it. It was a mistake. That aspect is just kind of a bummer for me. It was a mistake." That's the first article, right? And I'll say this real quick before I read the next couple of articles. If this was just one mistake, this would be one hell of a fucking mistake that I think I still have to call out. For a guy who claims himself to be a historian, dude, you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do your due diligence to know that a fucking clip involving Triple H and The Rock. Like, we're not talking about lower tier superstars. We're talking about Triple H and The Rock. You didn't do your due diligence. Not even your. How did you not even remember this occurring about 10 years ago? Holy shit, I still think I would have called that out, even if it was just one mistake. But it's not the only mistake. It keeps going. Now, this is going back a couple of weeks now. Check this out. AEW sources reject Dave Meltzer report as outright false. AEW has seen an influx of talent from CMLL in recent weeks, with the two promotions now working closely together. The Blackpool Combat Club has been at the center of many of those matches, and now Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta will be heading to Arena, Mexico in late March for a huge 8-man tag match. Writing in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer divulged some apparent details regarding the deal, noting that politics between Mexican companies may have been in play. And I quote from Meltzer, "As noted before, the deal with CMLL is that on any television show that their talent appears on, no other Mexican wrestlers can appear. It doesn't matter if they work for AAA or not, or did in the past, it's no other Mexican wrestlers can appear. Some of the prior Mexican talent is mad that Tony Khan agreed to those terms, noting that AAA never made it a man like that for AEW to not feature CMLL talent, even though they were warring in Mexico." Meltzer also noted that many felt the deal was unfair to established AEW stars such as Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix as they could miss shows due to CMLL talent being booked. And I quote, "It was noted that Penta and Phoenix were in AEW from day one in particular, and the feeling is it's disrespectful to them that there would be shows, including perhaps multiple pay-per-views this year, including any pay-per-view, anyone from CMLL is booked." Damn, these ads are killing me. They couldn't even be allowed on the show. Previously, it was just Forbidden Door. There was an incident with Penta coming off the Jericho Cruise where he stayed for Dynamite as he was under the belief he was booked on and was there, only to find out that he couldn't appear on the show because they had booked CMLL guys for both Dynamite and Rampage. AEW sources reject CMLL deal claims. A report from Fightful Select has now thrown Meltzer's assertions in doubt. Their report cites AEW sources who have called Meltzer's claims outright false. It was noted that Commander worked on the 31st of January edition of Dynamite against Wardlow, and that was the show where the CMLL contingent first appeared, although they were not featured in matches on that show. Penta missing AEW programming recently was put down to... Damn, these ads are killing me. Jesus Christ, TGR Wrestling. Penta missing AEW programming recently was put down to travel issues rather than politics. It was conceded that CMLL talent is not supposed to be booked in angles with AAA talent in AEW. So that's another one that he got wrong. Now, you probably be saying to yourselves, well, Devontae, I mean, that's not that. Whoa, hang on. We're not done yet. You thought we were done? No, we got more. Now, granted, I couldn't find the original post of this, but everybody heard this already, right? As far as Dave Meltzer going on record saying definitely Rock and Roman was going to happen. Like, he said that straight up. Here's the quote. Again, you got the link down in the description box below. But again, I couldn't find the actual excerpt from Dave Meltzer. This is just a transcript from someone on Facebook. Dave Meltzer reports that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is still 100% the planned main event for WWE WrestleMania 39, despite Vince McMahon retiring from the company. And I quote, "The plan is to do it if he can do it. Makes sense. There is no bigger match they can do than this. It's Hollywood. The Rock is a movie star. It's Bloodline. The Rock and Roman are related. It's the perfect WrestleMania main event, no matter who's running the show." That was Dave Meltzer. Bro, it keeps getting worse. You think it's so? No. It gets worse. Again, these are all happening, and these are not separate. How can I put this? The articles that I'm reading for you guys and the excerpts and the transcripts that I'm taking for Dave Meltzer, this is not all over the place. This is from November to now, and it's happening in a line. So before you guys are like, oh, you're just taking random stuff. No. This is from November of 2023 to today, as of his announcement when he talked about Rock and Triple H. So this is CM Punk when Dave Meltzer was talking about that. CM Punk shot the role with his Survivor Series return to WWE, but what does that mean for the company that fired Punk just a short few months ago? CM Punk stunned Chicago as he returned to WWE after 9 years of Survivor Series, making his entrance to a raucous reception after the man's War Games match. Seth Rollins was very unhappy to see the star that he was previously referred to as Cancer, and Drew McIntyre stormed out of the arena in anger, leaving the ringside area before Punk even made his entrance. Speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer gave his thoughts on CM Punk's return means for AEW. "I think this hurts AEW considerably, just from a perception standpoint. The reason I say that is because of what happened with Cody Rhodes. Punk is not spiritual, or not the spiritual beginner of AEW like Cody Rhodes was, but Punk was the biggest star AEW ever had. That's just the reality of it. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. As far as star power, he did move numbers more than anyone else. Did MJF surpass him on the last run? Yes, he did. But it's still, when Cody left, he was not the number one guy either, and he went to WWE and became pretty much the number two guy almost immediately, and probably really is the number two guy there right now behind Roman Reigns, and Punk is gonna be, when you switch sides, you get really, really big. Now, mind you, the reason why I read all that, because previously, and I think I made a video on this when talking about Dave Meltzer, and I believe Sean Ross Sapp, who made also an inaccurate report as far as the return of CM Punk. Dave Meltzer straight up said that CM Punk was not coming back to WWE. He straight up outright said that. I left that link right there so you guys can read it directly after him saying that CM Punk was never going to return to the company. As a matter of fact, I'll leave a link down below in the description box to show you my YouTube video where I went more in depth a couple of months ago of Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp making these claims, so you can check that video out also if you want to get more depth into that. But I hope you guys don't think that we're done yet. Oh, we're not done yet. Now, check it out. I got this article down below that I do want to talk about in details in regards to the whole Japanese stuff, because that's more of what Dave Meltzer got wrong. But I'll leave the link because it's a very, very, very long article, and I feel I want to touch on stuff that is more, relatable to the main audience. So, again, if you want to read the entire article, because it starts to talk about this stuff in regards to Dave Meltzer running with this email hoax that was happening with Dragon Gate USA. You can read that if you want to, but I want to talk more about the Matt Riddle stuff because I feel that's a little bit more relatable to the audience. But again, it's like a damn deep rabbit hole when talking about Dave Meltzer and all the stuff that's been going on with this. Because look, again, I'm not trying to come down on the guy. I really am not trying to come down on the guy. But when you have articles, for an example, titled "Prominent Wrestling Journalist Dave Meltzer Accused of Publishing Stories Based on False Information," and then running with the false information, I don't know how I'm supposed to come back from that. I don't know how I'm supposed to take up for you after that when it's all said and done. And more for... damn, I don't have the video anymore, do I? Fuck, I wish I still had the Matt Riddle video that I had back in 2020 on my old Millennial Smart channel. I covered a lot of shit when talking about this, because I remember calling out Dave Meltzer's bullshit then too. But yeah, check this article out. Hang on for a second, check this out. and a claim that eventually fell apart, the Riddle camp accused Cartwright of stalking him to the point of being removed by security from an NXT taping at Full Sail University. As with the rest of his stalking claim, Riddle provided no proof when he tried getting a restraining order, a petition he withdrew after Cartwright's lawyer accused him of fabricating the little evidence he presented. In the petition, Riddle claimed that the alleged Full Sail incident happened in February of 2020, days after the story about that case broke. Meltzer wrote in the Observer dated September 21st, 2020, that the supposed incident's date was actually believed to be December 19th, 2019, a Thursday, at a time when NXT TV shoots at Full Sail occurred on Wednesdays and after the last such shoot of the year. The following week, Meltzer wrote that the alleged incident is now said to have been on October 2nd, 2019. Cartwright's sole tweet that day at 11:36 a.m. Eastern Time was location tagged as being around Ronkonkoma, New York, and though that's not entirely dispositive, several hours of travel would have been required, and a source close to Cartwright says she's never communicated with Meltzer for any reason, regardless. Reached for comment, Meltzer didn't deny not contacting Cartwright, but told Wrestling Inc. that there were a few people on the Riddle story who told me, that but would have all come from those would be considered Riddle's side. And it continues going on too. The Full Sail claim seemingly originated from a Twitter user, one claiming to be former NXT volunteer, who tweeted about it the day that Cartwright first accused Riddle in June of 2020. However, what's believed to be the user's LinkedIn page, his name, location, and job match, and it was deleted after he was contacted, shows that he finished working as an NXT volunteer in February 2017, 18 months before Riddle signed with WWE. In addition, in October 2017, he tweeted about when I volunteered with NXT using the past tense, reached by, Jesus Christ, Dave Meltzer, just what the fuck. Reached by Wrestling Inc., the user claimed to not remember the tweets, then declined comment and deleted all the posts that were mentioned. A few weeks after the former NXT volunteer's initial tweets, Riddle's then wife repeated the false claim about the purported security incident and a reply to a fan who was arguing with her then husband. Her stated reasoning, for Cartwright throwing a fit, that WWE wouldn't allow her to be an extra, refers to something that was months away from happening at the time of the October 2019 taping, where the Riddle camp would eventually assert that the incident took place. So, we have all that information right there. What does that say going forward now, huh? You can't take Meltzer seriously. You can't take him at his word anymore. The dude, and mind you, these are all previous articles that we read together. Everything. I probably went through maybe 10 articles with you guys overall, or 10 subjects, maybe like 5 different articles, but 10 or 9 or 8 different subjects, implicating that Dave Meltzer does not do thorough research when talking about these topics. And again, I can excuse 1 or 2 problems. I don't have a problem with that. People make mistakes in the end of the day. But when it happens, and you have a history of this happening on so many occasions, and mind you, the ones that we're talking about today, they happen in a linear, like it happened from November to now. There does come a point in time where you have to look at what Dave is talking about and what Dave is doing, and you probably have to, I'm not going to say look the other way, but you do have to check a second source. I don't think I can take Dave Meltzer at his word anymore. I think I have to go look at other reports. I have to go look at what other people are talking about. I have to go look at what other people are saying before I go out of my way to outright confirm and then do commentary videos on it, because there's a good shot that I'm going to ruin my own credibility, especially nowadays, because I think I've done a pretty thorough job on my Devontae Rackley channel compared to my Millennial Smart channel, where I have had corroborative sources before just going on my way to just talk about one specific topic. Hence why I leave links in my description boxes now, so you guys go see secondhand. And even if I did get it wrong, people will correct me, and I will pin their comments. I will put it on the community post if it's that drastic, or I'll just flat out make a video denouncing the entire video and then talking about the person and plugging their channel. Or I'll even have guys who I know are more fluent in whatever information that I know I want to talk about with you guys, and I'll have them I'll ask them, For an example, recently, Ari Angelo, when talking about the Rossi Ogawa situation, I didn't feel comfortable because although I knew certain things in regards to the topic, I didn't know enough. So I had him in real time fact check me and talk to some of you guys in the comment section to give more clarification on the situation. I don't know how you can take Dave Meltzer seriously going forward anymore. And I want to. I don't want to be mean to the guy. I don't want to say that, oh, you know, I'm not like everybody else who just goes out of the way, just buries Dave Meltzer as far as his news and as far as how he does his research is considered, because I know that's a tough job. But damn it, I need to be able to give my audience right information, and I don't want to, you know, put myself into a position where if I recite something Dave Meltzer said, he got it horribly wrong, and then I put out 5 or 6 videos with this information, and I have to scrap all those videos because he didn't do his due diligence. I'm a commentary channel. He's a journalist. If you want to be a commentary channel like me and then talk about your opinions, then come along. Come on. Hey, there's the what's it called? The more the merrier. Go, come on, do it, bro. But if you're gonna call yourself a journalist and you've been doing this for almost 50 years now, then bro, you got to come more correct. You just got to. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I mean, I feel bad. Again, I know it's a horrible job to do what Dave is doing, especially with all the criticisms. But man, bro, like, what do you want me to do in the end of the day? What do you want anybody else to do? You got a lot of shit wrong, and there's a lot of people who have egg on their faces right now and look completely fucking stupid because of your reporting. I don't know, man. Just take accountability. That's all I have to say. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know your opinions in regards to Dave Meltzer. As always, my name is Millennial Smart. Look at that, talking about Millennial Smart. As always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces, P-eyes.